History is filled with tales of loyalty, bravery, and sacrifice. But just as often, it is betrayal that shapes the destiny of nations. From backstabbing senators to turncoat generals, let's explore the top 10 most shocking betrayals in history. Marcus Junius Brutus's betrayal of Julius Caesar stands as the gold standard for political treachery. Brutus wasn't just a senator, he was one of Caesar's closest allies, often described as a surrogate son. Caesar trusted Brutus implicitly, and their relationship had personal as well as political dimensions. This made Brutus's decision to join the conspiracy against Caesar all the more devastating. On the Ides of March 44 BCE, Brutus and a group of senators assassinated Caesar on the Senate floor, stabbing him 23 times. According to legend, Caesar's last words were, "Et tu, Brute," meaning "you too, Brutus," an expression of shock and heartbreak. The betrayal was not only personal but had profound political consequences. It plunged Rome into a civil war, ended the Roman Republic, and ultimately led to the rise of the Roman Empire under Augustus. Benedict Arnold, once celebrated as a courageous hero of the American Revolution, played a crucial role in several key battles and was admired for his bravery and leadership. However, his legacy would take a dramatic turn as he ultimately became the most infamous traitor in American history. Frustrated by a lack of recognition from his peers and superiors, and feeling slighted by Congress, Arnold grew resentful. Personal ambition, financial troubles, and accusations of corruption further deepened his resentment. In 1780, Arnold conspired to surrender the strategically vital fort at West Point to the British in exchange for money and a position in the British Army. The plan fell apart when his contact, Major John Andrei, was captured with incriminating documents. Arnold fled to British lines, escaping justice but forever staining his name. The story of Benedict Arnold serves as a powerful reminder that even the most celebrated heroes can falter and betray their ideals. Today, to call someone a Benedict Arnold is to label them a traitor of the worst kind. Vidkun Quisling, a Norwegian army officer and politician, shocked his nation when he collaborated with Nazi Germany during World War II. As German forces invaded Norway in 1940, Quisling staged a coup and declared himself prime minister. He ordered Norwegian troops not to resist, effectively aiding the enemy's occupation of his country. Quisling's puppet government served Nazi interests while Norwegians suffered under brutal occupation. His betrayal was viewed not just as treason but as a complete moral collapse. After the war, he was tried, convicted, and executed for high treason. His name became a global byword for traitor, a lasting legacy of shame. The Battle of Thermopylae is remembered for the heroic last stand of King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans, who held off the vast Persian army of Xerxes I. Their courage symbolized Greek resistance and inspired unity across the city-states. But their defiance might have succeeded longer if not for the betrayal of a single man. Ephialtes of Trachis revealed a hidden mountain path to the Persians, allowing them to flank the Greek defenders. This treachery doomed Leonidas and his men, who were surrounded and overwhelmed. Though the Spartans fell, their sacrifice galvanized Greek resistance, leading to eventual victory. Ephialtes, however, became infamous, his name a symbol of betrayal and greed. In 1757, Mir Jafar, a high-ranking general in Bengal's powerful army, made a fateful decision that would alter the destiny of an entire region. At the Battle of Plassey, he betrayed his own ruler, Siraj-ud-Dowlah, by secretly aligning himself with the British East India Company. By siding with the British, Mir Jafar ensured their victory on the battlefield. In return, he was rewarded with the throne of Bengal, but his power came at a tremendous cost to his people and his homeland. This single act of betrayal opened the doors for the British to expand their influence. eventually paving the way for nearly 2 centuries of colonial rule over India, changing its history forever. Mir Jafar's treachery did not just affect Bengal. It shifted the balance of power across the entire Indian subcontinent, setting a precedent for future alliances and betrayals. The price of this betrayal was immense, the loss of a nation's freedom, the beginning of a long era of foreign domination, and a legacy that would haunt generations to come. Andrei Vlasov was a high-ranking Soviet general captured by the Germans during World War II. Disillusioned with Stalin's brutal regime, he agreed to lead the Russian Liberation Army, a force of Soviet POWs and defectors that fought alongside Nazi Germany against the USSR. Vlasov claimed he was fighting not for Hitler, but for a free Russia. Despite his stated motives, Vlasov's decision to ally with the Nazis is widely viewed as a grave betrayal. His army saw limited action and was distrusted by the Germans. After the war, Vlasov was captured by Soviet forces, tried, and executed. Today, he remains a controversial figure, seen by some as a tragic idealist, and by others as a traitor who aided a genocidal regime. Wang Jingwei began his career as a revolutionary and close ally of Sun Yat-sen, one of modern China's founding fathers. A skilled orator and political strategist, Wang once stood for nationalist ideals. However, as Japan invaded China in the 1930s, he made a shocking decision that would stain his legacy forever. Believing China could not win against Japan, Wang defected from the Chinese nationalist government and formed a collaborationist regime in Nanjing under Japanese control. He argued that cooperation would spare China from further bloodshed. In reality, his government was widely seen as a puppet regime that enabled Japanese atrocities. Wang died in 1944, but his name endures as a symbol of betrayal and dishonor. Aldrich Ames, a CIA counterintelligence officer, began spying for the Soviet Union in 1985. He walked into the Soviet embassy in Washington, offering secrets in exchange for cash. Over the next several years, he exposed dozens of CIA operations and betrayed the identities of Soviet informants, many of whom were executed as a result. Ames was motivated not by ideology, but by greed. He used the money to fund a lavish lifestyle that far exceeded his salary, drawing suspicion. After a lengthy investigation, he was arrested in 1994. His betrayal devastated the CIA and triggered major reforms. Today he is serving a life sentence without parole, a cautionary tale of corruption from within. The CIA had their betrayers, and so did the FBI. Robert Hanssen's betrayal is considered one of the worst in FBI history. Over a span of more than 20 years, he sold classified information to the Soviet Union and later Russia. His espionage revealed U.S. nuclear strategies, counterintelligence methods, and exposed American spies operating abroad, many of whom were captured or killed. Hanssen lived a double life, blending devout Catholicism and FBI professionalism with secret treachery. He was eventually caught in 2001 after an internal mole hunt. Sentenced to life in prison, Hanssen's case stunned the intelligence community, highlighting the deep damage a single insider could cause. His motives remain unclear, making his betrayal all the more chilling. When Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, died in 180 CE, his son Commodus inherited the throne. The contrast between father and son could not have been starker. Where Marcus embodied stoic virtue, Commodus indulged in vanity, cruelty, and narcissism. He declared himself a living god and even participated in gladiatorial games, eroding the dignity of the imperial office. Commodus neglected governance, delegated power to corrupt favorites, and bankrupted the treasury. His rule marked the beginning of Rome's long decline. Ultimately, he was strangled by a wrestler at the behest of his own inner circle. Though he did not betray a single individual, Commodus betrayed the very soul of Rome, undoing the legacy his father worked so hard to build. Betrayal can topple empires and haunt history for centuries. The stories we've explored show how broken trust reshapes nations and lives. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share the video. Comment below. Have you ever been betrayed? Until the next time, stay faithful.